Good morning and welcome to day 2 of our third week of Weaning with Monty, where we've introduced in breakfast and combinations of food as well. So this morning he's got blueberry and yoghurt, which he seems to be enjoying so far. And what I said I'd talk about today is a couple of things, the first of which was around sugar in weaning. And this is something that lots of people ask, and it's something that I think is important because when they're weaning, now is the time to sort of set really good eating patterns for life, and where possible trying to limit the amount of sugar in those younger years because they've got the rest of their lives to find sugary foods and sweet foods. So by saying that, I mean absolutely fine to have things like yoghurt and fruit, but perhaps with yoghurt, for instance, this is just decanted Greek yoghurt for a larger pot. You could do that as one of the you could do that as one of the options, decanting it out, but be mindful with kids yogurts particularly that a lot of them are very high in sugar and added sugar, so just maybe keep an eye out for ones which are lower in sugar, but preferably decant them. And when it comes to fruit, I would try and limit the fruit purees or the fruit, however you're giving the fruit, to 2 per day. And that also helps their bowels as well. They can't handle too much fruit. You put in some funny faces. And then yesterday I also mentioned I'd talk briefly about the gagging and choking as well, and we've had lots of gagging experiences with Monty so far, and that's all very normal, and it's just them getting used to the different textures and flavours of foods. And there's some really useful information on our Preparing to Wean blog which talks about the differences between gagging and choking, so check that out. But I also encourage you to have a look at the St John's Ambulance website. They've got some really good short videos and video clips of how to manage the 2 different episodes as well. And I'll put a link for that underneath this video too, which will hopefully be helpful. Today we're starting our peanut challenge, and for that we're just putting topical peanut butter on his skin to start with, and I'll show you what we're doing for that in just a second. Okay, so for the peanut challenge then, I would say this stage of the peanut introduction process is really for those children who are sort of in higher risk. So higher risk would be if your little one's already got an allergy, so perhaps a cow's milk allergy or a soya allergy, or also if they've got long-standing eczema, or if there's a family history of asthma, eczema, hay fever, then your child might fall into the higher risk category. Monty doesn't actually fall into that category, but I am going to do this step, and I'm going to see just how he gets on with this before introducing peanuts into his mouth through food. So to start with then, you just get some smooth peanut butter, and I'm going to put it in the small of his back, and I'm going to leave that for sort of half an hour or so. If it doesn't come up red or there doesn't come up with blisters around it or anything, I'll just wipe it off, and I'm happy with that. And then I'll introduce a little bit just around his mouth, and again leave it for half an hour or as long as it takes before he wipes it off, just to see. If you notice anything like coming out in hives or a really red rash that's appeared, then that might be an indication that it might be worth talking to your health visitor or GP before you progress with the peanut challenge. But the chances of that happening and them having a reaction is extremely, extremely rare, so it's very much the minority, it's not for everybody. So I'll just show you what I'm going to do here. He'll probably roll straight back over, knowing him. Right, why is it when you want them on their front, they don't go on the front, but he lives on his front. Right, there we go. So I'm just getting a bit of smooth peanut butter, and I'm going to put it just between his shoulder blades where he can't reach it, and I'm just going to dab it, rub it into the skin a bit like a moisturiser, and I'm going to leave that, like I say, for half an hour and see how we get on. So I hope that's helpful in how we're going to start with peanuts, and any questions as ever, get in touch with us at latchtoladle.com.